This is my list of 3 cars from the 90s that were subtle looking and didn't pack the kind of horsepower we see today, but they were worthy sleepers for the time. If you like car content, then hit that subscribe button. I upload videos and shorts every day. The first car on my list is the forgotten Ford Thunderbird SC. When you think of 90s sleepers, the Thunderbird SC probably doesn't come to mind. The Thunderbird SC, or Super Coupe, was a misunderstood kind of muscle car from the early 90s. I guess you could call it a muscle car for that era. The SC was made from 1989 to 1995, and if you didn't already guess it, it was supercharged. It was powered by a 3.8-liter V6, which was an offshoot of Ford's Windsor V8 and used a Roots-type Eaton supercharger. With 12 psi max boost, output was 210 horsepower at 4,000 RPMs. And it came with either a 4-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual transmission. The stock SC could do 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds and a quarter mile in the mid-15s. That was impressive for a 2-ton car in the early 90s. Ford threw everything at the SC, which started around $20,000, which is the equivalent to $41,000 today. Standard equipment for the SC included electronically controlled speed-sensitive power steering, 4-wheel disc brakes, and a traction lock differential. Later models got the low-speed traction assist. Ford built around 58,000 Thunderbird Super Coupes altogether and is, in my opinion, one of the forgotten sleepers from the 90s. Next on my list is the Chevy Lumina Z34. Hey, a really quick promo for my merch website. This is a QR code t-shirt that once you scan it, it takes you to this. Check out my website, guys, www.mruniqueone.net. Now, back to the video. In 1991, Chevrolet introduced a high-performance version of the Lumina model called the Z34. When I say high-performance, I mean high-performance for 1991. With that being said, the Z34 trim was only available on the coupe models and was fitted with an FE3 sports suspension package. The Lumina Z34 got the 3.4-liter dual overhead cam V6 that made about 210 horsepower. Now just remember, the Z34 was a front-wheel drive coupe from the early 90s. Cars back then were more about looks than performance. The Lumina Z34 got a dual exhaust, ABS, as well as a 5-speed manual as standard equipment. Most of the Z34s were ordered with automatic transmission though. I'm not sure why, but they did. The Z34 had a 0 to 60 time of 7.2 seconds and top speed of 130 miles an hour. Let me remind you again, this is the early 90s. The Lumina Z34 was available from 1991 to 1994 and was replaced in 1995 by the Monte Carlo Z34. The original base price of a brand new Z34 back in the early 90s was a little over $17,000. Considering the early 90s lacked real high performance cars, the Lumina Z34 took a family coupe and made it as fun as you could make a car from that era. The last car on this list is the first generation Oldsmobile Aurora.
The subject of this week's road test by request is a real breakthrough car for General Motors and Oldsmobile. This striking Aurora is a complete departure from anything that Olds has sold before.
The first generation Oldsmobile Aurora was a front-wheel drive luxury sleeper car from a brand known for grandpa cars at the time. The first generation Olds Aurora was made from 1995 through the 1999 model year and was GM's attempt to save the Oldsmobile brand. The first gen Aurora didn't use the typical GM engines that powered all the other cars at the time. It borrowed a version of the North Star V8 from Cadillac that had just come out. GM altered the new Cadillac V8 enough that they actually called it the Aurora V8. The 4-liter version of the Cadillac North Star that was in the Aurora made 250 horsepower. It was intended to bring a new meaning to the word luxury from Oldsmobile. The Aurora was better than most of the GM cars at the time. The Aurora had a top speed of 135 miles an hour and a 0 to 60 time of 8 seconds. That doesn't sound all that fast, but considering we're talking about a car from the 90s, that wasn't too bad, coming from a heavy front-wheel drive car from Oldsmobile. Other than having the name Oldsmobile in the late 90s, another problem General Motors had trying to sell this car was the price. The Oldsmobile Aurora had a base sticker price of $36,000. That's equivalent to $73,000 today. Seriously, who's going to pay that amount of money for a front-wheel drive car from Oldsmobile back then? I actually owned a 1999 Aurora about 10 years ago. I can honestly say it was a very good car for me. It had plenty of power and it rode like a luxury car should. I don't know if I'd call the first gen Aurora a sleeper from the 90s, but it was still a pretty solid performance luxury car. If you like this kind of car content, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. I got you. I upload new stuff every day.